Welcome to Popcorn Noodle. This is Three Men Review, M. Night Shyamalan's feature film, The Last Airbender, the Netflix release. Gentlemen, what do we think of the plot of this fantastic movie, The Last Airbender? Plot? Question mark? Plot?
Was there a plot?
There was an idea, poorly executed, poorly thought out, and
just not respecting the source material.
We're all Avatar fans here.
Oh yeah,
this is just
the animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender, because they wouldn't even fucking put Avatar in it. Was
James Cameron,
critically acclaimed and very much enjoyed by just about everyone. This, however, is what we call a hot, sloppy, wet turd. It was the acting poor. I don't think these
poor is like really underselling it. It's like fucking watching a middle school play.
If I remember correctly, the character or the child who plays Ong, we'll talk about that.
Avatar Ong?
He wasn't even an actor, was he, Gerard?
No, he was a martial artist that was hired by Shyamalan.
Oh,
because of his martial arts skills. He had no prior acting experience. Now, I will say this about this kid. So I have seen some behind-the-scenes footage of Noah Ringer. That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some behind-the-scenes footage. He's actually, like, exactly like Aang in real life. And he's acted in some other things. He's not, like, horrible or anything. Shyamalan just killed everyone's movie. It's very, very apparent that no one in this movie was acting. And that's not because everyone was bad. It's because of shit-ass fucking directing by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Now, sir, did you happen to notice that these people were doing a very poor job acting in this?
I mean, are they really that hard to notice?
It was pretty apparent. And we'll call them visual effects for technical terms.
PNGs on top of the screen.
At least the effects were decent.
Basically, anytime any water bending and ice came into the picture, it was a lot like clip art, just posted over these people where they would T-pose, basically, and just freeze and stop moving.
Like there are like a few fight scenes where they're trying to water bend. They're moving their arms, but like it's not. But like the water isn't like moving with them.
All right, so should we talk about this plot from start to finish?
All right.
Really
Yeah. All right.
We haven't even really discussed yet, like how quick this movie just flashes by.
So we'll take this in turns. Gerard, tell me about the start of the movie and what is supposed to be the entire Southern Water Tribe arc.
Oh, that whole thing? Okay, so basically, it starts off with a shitty reinterpretation of the opening of the show. They have these red curtains with a bunch of scribbly lines on them. That doesn't mean fucking anything, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the original had Chinese text. It actually meant fire, earth, water, and air. It means fucking nothing now.
I mean, the opening we're all incredibly familiar with and just completely tampered.
Oh yeah, and there was no voice lines like saying.
No voiceover saying
water, earth.
No, but
fire,
we'll get to
air.
that voiceover because this movie fucking has Star Wars text in it.
Obviously,
I forgot
the
about
mark
that.
of an incredible film.
Yes.
Which means everyone should take after them and just copy this method.
So yeah, basically, I don't even think there's nothing to say about this Southern arc because nothing fucking happens in it. They basically just are walking through the ice and they just see a glow, not by their own like doing or anything. They just see the glow. So basically, Sokka is the one.
I'm surprised they didn't mess his name up throughout the movie.
They did.
They did. They called him Sokka the entire movie.
Seriously, I didn't know.
Soka.
Yeah, Sokka.
Isn't
It's like a super soaker. They're super soakers.
basically, which was basically his personality, that of a limp, wet noodle.
Basically, no, but what I'm saying is Sokka. No, I'm just gonna fucking close. I don't care. I don't care, guys. I do not give a shit. This movie starts with Sokka punching the fucking ice, trying to get him out, and he's like, "Oh shit, that was a bad idea." And then he like really awkwardly hands the boomerang back, waiting for the actress to just grab it, and then he's just like, "Katara, do not hit that sphere." These people cannot keep a consistent character for more than 2 seconds. And it breezes by. There's no fun-loving Aang anymore. He's out of the ice and he like pretends like he's fucking asleep throughout this entire fucking movie, really. He never wakes up from the ice.
So it's safe to say this movie skips episodes at a time with no explanation. I mean, when did we even find out that they didn't know each other's names.
Oh.
We'll get to that in a second.
Oh, God.
But first, we gotta have the amazing introduction of these characters where just fucking Aang goes back to. I'll cut you. I will cut you. Anyway, so yeah, they basically have fun, no penguin sweating, no introducing Aang. They literally just go back to the village, and Aang says his first line in the movie. They don't even establish that he wakes up. He could be dead for all we know. But yeah, he's just up now, and he's just talking about how running away from home was just so awesome, and oh, I loved it. Yeah, I went away from home. I was just upset, guys.
It's time to go back. I have to get back home. They probably miss me.
It should be a well-established fact that the Air Nation is dead at this point, too.
It's easily 100 years. They note later on in the movie that, you've probably been in that ice for 100 years.
Like if you saw someone walking through the streets and they were like, they had a yarmulke on and they're like, I gotta get back to Nazi Germany. It's past my bedtime. You might think a couple of times just maybe this guy was frozen.
They even note that his tattoos were no one's seen these in 100 years.
Oh, those tattoos suck too.
They did suck.
It's so needlessly. How do you even fuck that up? It's just straight blue tattoos.
And when did Sokka and Katara's grandmother suddenly become this wisdom sage with this wealth of information? She introduces the map for the show. She lets everyone know where it is. She's just filling in all this plot with exposition, and she's like, "Well, better get going, kids."
It's like I love how they tell her they tell Katara and Sokka this after Aang gets captured.
Yeah, it's like, that guy who was here, who probably for a few days, right? He's probably in that fucking tribe for a few days. He's probably the Avatar. Man, we shouldn't have let those fire fucks take him. Better go get him.
It's like when the Fire Nation do show up to the Water Tribe, they're just running around all over the place. They don't actually fight the Water Tribe until after they're ready to leave.
It's a lot like, you ever seen a mosh pit video and they're just doing windmills? This is how they do all the bendings. Just go. The 40-second warm-up times. It's like they have a cooldown. We gotta complete this entire fucking spell. Go. Then the effect happens. It's like
Yep.
Timing for execution.
That's another thing about the bending in this movie is that Nickelodeon refuses to pay any money to do any of these bending.
Are you sure with Nickelodeon or Shyamalan?
Entire scenes that were just completely cut down where there is clearly supposed to be bending happening. Like Aang's looking at Katara and he's jealous of how good she is and he just shakes his head like, God damn, I want to get to that point in my life. And she's doing nothing. She's literally bending nothing.
She's just posing differently with
It's
her hand.
very, very clear to me that they did not just want to spend the money on doing the effects.
So, after the very quick Southern Water Tribe arc, where they capture him, he breaks away incredibly quickly, and then he meets up with these guys. They head to the Southern Air Temple instantly. Now, when they land, Aang's like, well, gotta go find my friends and family. He starts searching around, and Katara's like, hey, wait, what's your name? What the fuck? What do you mean, what's your name? These kids have obviously been together probably for days or weeks by now.
Weeks.
And don't know each other's names. Like, what's that ride gotta be like on Appa, who looks disgusting?
Yes.
What's that ride gotta be like?
Where are you from? No. It has to be exposition only.
Yeah.
Everyone just sits in silence.
And while they're in the same area, Sokka asks, even though their grandmother told him this weeks ago that he's probably the Avatar, they just now are asking him, "Are you the Avatar?"
He's like, "Hey, are you
the Avatar?"
Though I'm pretty sure that happens even later in the movie.
It's after.
Even after this portion where this kid breaks into an Avatar state, they're like, "Are you the Avatar? Your eyes were glowing and you were making all this wind noise, and you talked to some dream dragon."
That's supposed to be Roku, I guess.
Yeah, but
they show Roku too in this movie, which is I honestly completely had forgotten about.
His statue comes up in a completely different spot than it does in the canon for the show, but Aang talks to this dream dragon in this weird effect because apparently he can just go to the spirit world when he gets moody and decides, yes, I'm going to be here. And he spends the entire movie traveling to different points to talk to this fucking dragon. He's like, that's actually what happens. He keeps going, we gotta go here. We gotta go here. I gotta talk to the dragon.
They also leave their home in the Southern Warrior Tribe, like, for no reason. No. They don't find out why they're heading to the north. That was the whole point in the show. They don't find that out, why they're even going, until, like, four what would be episodes in the show. It's just insane. Like, what are you doing?
So... What comes after that? The Southern Earth Kingdom?
There's a lot of needless subtitles in this movie that just like accomplish nothing. And then there's some
Colony Colony 14.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, Fire Colony 15 shows for 30 seconds. Yes.
Just fucking
we talked about how bad the effects are for the waterbending. Do we even need to talk about how bad the earthbending effects were?
It's not even the effects. It's just the extras.
How
the extras in this movie don't know how to extra. It's really amazing how no one got direction from Shyamalan. There are people that are sweeping the dirt in the background. There are people just standing around swinging their fucking swords like this at nothing.
I'm glad you brought up the person sweeping. They're going into the Southern Earth Kingdom town, and this is going to become... It's sort of related to one of the episodes, but they botched it up again. And this extra is moving the broom around just like this, staring off into space. He's not even touching the ground.
It's like straight out of a Monty Python skit or something.
Yeah.
Where someone is just beating a cat against a post or something.
Yeah.
And then
why are you sweeping the fucking dirt?
And then they introduced that one character from the show, who's clearly 6 years old now.
Yeah.
And then
Haru.
The guy who had a fucking horrible, ugly mustache in the show. That's sorry for nerds.
We got that later. Yeah.
Yeah, that kid can't grow any fucking face.
No, that kid is about 4.
He was bending tiny stones at us from behind a tree.
It really hurt.
Yeah. Actual Fire Nation soldier line. That really hurt.
It's supposed to be comedy. It's supposed to be comedy, but no one's fucking laughing.
See, they tried to crack these jokes, but they have this a serious face on.
Exactly. The whole tone of the movie is just super serious all the time. No one hardly ever cracks a smile in this whole movie.
Yeah, and when it do, later on, Sokka is talking to a certain character who we'll get to, and he's asking her about something, and she breaks into this what's supposed to be an emotional moment, and he's just, man, this is great. Oh, am I not supposed to be smiling? Okay, let's fade it out.
Are you talking about the scene?
Later on in the when they do finally reach the Northern Water Tribe.
Oh.
Later on, he just...
I thought you were talking about that scene back at the Southern Warrior Tribe where, he's just in a tent where he's just like, yeah, I ran away from home. I was just upset. And then, inexplicably, at the end of the scene, it's almost like you can see him look at the director, and then he, points to the side like, oh, I'm supposed to have my staff in this scene? It's really strange.
It's were they running out of time to make this movie? Because they did everything once, and then they had to say, that's it.
There we go.
It would explain a lot if it was the first take every time.
It clearly showed that the budget can only take one shot at a time.
The budget was very high for this movie. The budget was actually $150 million.
So
it's right there on the screen, guys.
This is a failure of directing and producing. Really, because these actors, they probably could have done a better, more job if someone had told them what to do.
If Shyamalan ever gave them any form of direction.
They threw these kids in here.
And I'm going to say right now, Shyamalan's not a bad director inherently. He used to make some really good movies. Sixth Sense is one of my favorite films of all time.
But it's just not poorly done, poorly executed.
Shyamalan clearly did not give a shit at all when making this movie.
Now, another thing they keep doing is, obviously they have our favorite, what is he, still Commander Zhao at this point?
Oh, they never promote him to Admiral.
Yeah, they have Commander Zhao. And he's kind of, back and forth between super angsty Zuko and it's Commander Zhao. It's supposed to be some sort of, rivalry, and as it is in the show, but it never comes across that way. And the way he is, he keeps bouncing. This dude teleports around the world with them.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. He goes from, the Earth Kingdom to the Fire Nation, in, a day.
He's in the Southern...
He's got his own flying bison.
They only see each other. Zuko, sees the main character, twice throughout the entire movie.
Yeah. This entire movie from the north to the south of the planet, he sees them twice.
It could have been worse, because I actually did play the last Airbender video game. and they're not even called Katara and Sokka in that fucking shit. They're referred to as the Avatar's friends, and they're just like shoved to the side in that.
We should note that the game he's talking about is what was it, for the Wii?
It's for more.
It was an adaptation of the live action. So Admiral Zhao just keeps teleporting. First he's in the Southern Earth Kingdom ocean, and then he's meeting up with Zuko. Then suddenly he's at the Fire Nation. Then he's back in the Earth Kingdom. Then he's back at the Fire Nation. He's hanging out there for a couple weeks. Then he pops away almost instantaneously with an entire fleet North Pole. What's happening? And then after they go from, obviously the main cast is moving up along the world with them in a vertical line straight up. So they go, he's a Southern Air Temple, Southern Earth Kingdom, where he breaks some earthbenders out of a jail made of dirt.
Made entirely out of earth, and then they do this terrible fight scene. 6 earthbenders are moving this one.
Are we still on this shit?
Yes, we are still on this.
We'll be past it soon. I just have to bring this up. They have the character show up for 4 seconds, inspirational speech insert here, and then he breaks them out, and he's like, "All right, time to go." They teleport to the far north, where Aang gets another idea. Yes. Northern Air Temple. Time to go.
Oh yeah.
Myself.
He just abandons his friends for in the show, to start the Blue Spirit arc, he goes there because his friends are sick. There's a reason for him to leave. Yeah, it's not just I can't do this. And he has that expression on his face the whole fucking movie.
He has no idea
it's
what
this
he's doing.
sorry fucking.
Yeah, there's a lot of
awkward.
There's a lot of lower lip in this movie, just oh, poor me, and they make it a point oh man, I had to bow to these airbenders to show that I was the Avatar, and I didn't. I ran away. They didn't show the episode The Storm. They broke it up throughout the entire movie.
Oh, the Storm is butchered in this completely.
Yeah, they spread out through that entire movie. But he goes to the Northern Air Temple by himself. He sees all the statues that were supposed to be in the Southern Air Temple, but he sees all the statues. There's this old man living there who's glad I could meet you. And he's like, let me show you these guys. Yeah, this is your past Avatar state. It's a trap!
Oh yeah, and it's never explained because this old man just accidentally runs into the Avatar. They had no idea he was showing up. They just basically have agents everywhere, I guess, with an entire army ready to ambush the Avatar wherever the fuck he goes.
Well, that's he said I frequently visit here sometimes.
Okay, does that explain why the army frequently visits her? The army that ambushed him? The army that was ready to capture him instantly?
No.
If they had said in the show we had a feeling you'd be arriving here on your way north to the Northern Water Tribe. That would have been okay. They have no idea he's going to Northern Water Tribe. They have no idea. Because
he never once told them.
Yeah, after he gets captured at the Northern Air Temple, there he meets Zhao, and Zhao's like, "You can only use air?
Oh yeah.
Must be going to the Northern Water Tribe." This dude has no idea he's making his way north.
Yeah, in the show, Zhao just finds out when he's already there, because obviously they don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's they literally have no clue what they're doing.
It's wow, we had all these guys laying in wait because we knew the Avatar was in their giant Earth Kingdom somewhere. He was somewhere, so we had to lay traps for him everywhere. The army cannot be that big. They cannot be waiting everywhere. I guess, I can sort of see, having a couple dudes at each air temple just to be sure. But you have no idea he's going there. You don't have, there had to be over 50
Also, if that's the case, why don't you just, trap him? Why don't you just kill him, right where he stands?
Yeah.
Be like they said,
No, that's not my point. My point is, why are you, luring him downstairs for no reason?
Yeah, there's
no reason. Just be there. Oh yeah, we're here now.
Why give him the Avatar extra information about what he needs, saying, "Oh yeah, these are all your past lives." Yeah, potentially useful information never shows up again, but potentially useful information you're giving to this guy who they say they can't kill because he'll just be reincarnated. So they have to keep him alive Blue Spirit happens. Apparently, the firebending prism is actually an air nomad training ground. Because there's like, this used to be an air training center. And he starts moving his wooden plates everywhere.
That fight scene was horrible.
Yeah, poorly
Oh, you mean that scene where there's like two swords that like completely miss and it happens in slow motion and it looks like shit?
Yeah. The choreography in this is awful. Because they have one extra, while the Blue Spirit / Zuko is fighting, he brings his sword, while it's in slow motion, so it's that much longer, comes down, it stops, Zuko spinning around, then he goes and hits the sword out of the way.
But the thing is, they don't hit the sword. Sometimes they just miss.
Yeah.
They leave in the movie in slow motion so that they like focus on it.
It was like
It's so weird.
like Shama he really wanted to have like a really good one-shot slow motion action sequence.
Yeah, but the problem is you can't fucking do that.
I know, you
because
can't do
action
that.
doesn't work like that.
The reveal shots throughout the movie, you noted earlier.
Oh yeah, the reveal shots. Okay, there's a couple of reveal shots I gotta talk about. There's one of the Southern Air Temple where they're talking about how Aang airbended a sphere under the water of the ocean. Actual fucking dialogue from the movie. But basically, they cut to like a shot of the temple, which is over here, and there's a mountain in front of it, and then they already showed it on this side after the dissolve, and then they act like it's this big reveal of the mountain as it passes by, and it's not, because we fucking saw it already. In the Earth prison, they show that really awkwardly slow scene where there's a fireball heading towards this Haru, I guess, and you see his father all the way off in the right-hand corner, earthbend, and then it cuts away really quick, hoping you didn't notice him. And then it treats it like it's this big reveal shot, like, oh, his dad saved him. Oh, I didn't see that one coming, but we did. We literally fucking saw it coming. There's another scene with the Fire Lord where they show his face, which is already just a horrible idea anyway. But, I'm not even kidding, like 30 minutes later, they show in a second scene this really cryptic shot of the Fire Lord behind here, just saying all his evil bullshit, and they pretend like they're not showing his face, even though you clearly fucking showed it.
And then they show it again like a few times.
Yeah, and they show it again. It's like they left that scene in by accident. There's so many accidents in this fucking movie that are just left in. It's so amateur and embarrassing.
Indeed. So, he's moving through this, and so he gets to the north, he gets captured, he gets freed in this terrible fight sequence for the Blue Spirit. He moves on, and then he's like, alright, we're going to teleport again, Northern Water Tribe. Alright. A very impressive first outlook of it. There's this massive wall, kind of like in the animated show. So it's like thinking, alright.
Yeah, it's not bad. Honestly, if the rest of the movie was good, I would say that it looks just fine.
Yeah.
That first wall.
That first wall, fine.
Like it actually looked like the wall in the show.
Yeah, it's like, alright, they really tried this environment. And what, half the movie takes place there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Half the movie takes place in Northern Water Tribe.
Over a half percent of
Yeah,
it.
No, it is about half.
It was at least 50 minutes of the movie, so.
It was probably 1/7, I think. Pretty much.
Pretty
It was
much.
1/7 of the original, but it's
Yeah.
half here. And that's another thing that's really weird about this movie. Shyamalan leaves out so much shit, and at the same time, he mentions the library 4 times. You'd think if you had to cram everything into an hour and 40 minutes, which in my opinion, I'll give him a little bit of slack, is kind of fucking impossible as is, but he just actively hurts his own problem by just repeating shit all the time in this movie.
And then there's the fact that when they get to the Northern Water Tribe, they meet the princess with the penis
Dickhead?
hair.
Yeah.
They get the dickhead, and then the next time we see her, they must have realized, oh yeah, this looks like a penis hair. And then they just have it normal, basic, long straight hair.
There are times, like Gerard said, they bring things into the movie and they have to keep things moving. You have 12 plus episodes from a season 1. You have to break it down into less than 2 hours. But you bring up old shit and then you reference things that happen in certain episodes. You butcher it together and none of it's cut right.
It's like he shredded book 1 through a paper shredder and just taped the sentences together. And it's there you go. This is your book 1.
And then the rest of the movie from that point is basically super accepting Paco has no problem with training women.
Yeah, of
but
course.
Then we have
it's current year. We can't really throw away women. It's current year.
We have our Sokka UA arc.
Also, Sokka's not really racist against the Fire Nation. All that like hard shit that is in a television program for children is just not in this major motion picture.
They don't bring up any like deep topics at all. It's a very light movie,
straightforward,
and it does not suit the story at all. And they bring up certain elements that were like the Black Snow, which was introduced episode 1.
Was it? No, it wasn't.
It was episode 1 or 2.
No, it was never. It was introduced when it fucking happened.
Yeah.
The difference is, in the show, Sokka's like, oh, this is black soot. This is like why it happens. It mixes with the snow from the Fire Nation, and from the looks of it, there's a lot of them here. That's what he says. But in the movie, he's just like, what is this? The Fire Nation is here. This is how everyone talks in this movie. Don't laugh. This is it.
There's no emotional range to these characters.
I watched which side the fin tracks are more indented. That shows you which direction they're going. I saw how long the drag skips were. That shows you how fast they were going.
Yeah, that's Sokka at like the beginning of the movie talking about tracking seals.
Yeah, it's very interesting. No, stop.
It's the strangest thing in the world to add, but we're running out of time here. So we're basically it keeps going. Iroh is the only firebender in this entire movie who can self-produce flames.
Yeah, because
well, no, there was that scene with Zuko.
His skin is like a matchbox.
Yeah, that's Zuko heating something. That's a whole other stuff.
Oh yeah, Zuko heats something even though you can't produce your own fire.
Firebenders can't produce their own fire except on Sozin's Comet, apparently.
Oh yeah, see at the end they're saying like, oh, Sozin's Comet. Not like they can consume an entire fucking forest with their like brain or anything.
Yeah.
No, it's just now you can generate your own fire.
Yeah, on Sozin's Comet. But
against these benders, it'll be fucking. Ugh.
Iroh could do this by himself. I get this is supposed to be part 1 of 3 movies, but
LOL.
Right?
LOL.
But it just it's all like it's a lot of shit's just crammed at the very end of this movie, and it's again butchered. And then the greatest part of the Northern Water Tribe are going into this avatar state,
merged with the ocean spirit.
Yeah, turning into this super large creature and just devastating the Fire Nation fleet. He builds a big wave, purposely lets them all escape, and recedes the wave.
And he also masters the Avatar state. So realistically,
instantly,
if there's season 2, there's no reason why anyone should just be like, okay, so you're gonna fight the Fire Lord now, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't control it. No, you can because we saw you control it. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And also, Cole the Face Stealer isn't in this, but I guess it's for the best because no one shows any emotion anyway in this movie, so there'd be no tension. It would just be like. He would just be like scrolling around them like, oh, so, it's been a long time since I had a child's face to my collection. And just be like, yeah.
You're not going to have one today either.
Yeah, you're not going to.
I'm the Avatar. And that is our honest review of M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender.
That's part 2 coming out.
Right? Now,
it's been a while.
I'm going to ask around the table once at a time. Joseph, 0 to 10, what do you think?
I'd give it a solid 2. The only reason why it's not 1 is because the music was actually decently good in this movie.
Alright, Gerard, what do you think? On a scale, 0 to 10.
-2.
Alright. So he gives it a positive 2 as well, by love. Some
Absolute
sort of
values? Okay, then 0.
0. 0 it is. For the same reason he had on music, I'll give it a 1. Because besides that...
Well, James Newton Howard, I don't know if you know who that is. He did the score for Batman Begins. He's a top-tier fucking composer. Yeah.
So they got good music for poorly written, choreographed...
And even still, the music on the show is better.
Yeah, the music.
So who cares? Who fucking cares? The best thing about this movie is done better by the fucking 2005 Nickelodeon animated show. So who gives a shit?
Go watch that. That's on Netflix too. Go watch that.
I will say this before we leave. I must say, the reason really why we watched this movie, me personally, is because I will admit the only positive thing about this movie is that I really enjoy hating on it. It's one of my most hated movies ever, but I just love hating on it.
Personally, the only reason I was here was because I had never seen it before. These two had.
He had it. He had not.
I've seen clips.
That doesn't count.
You have to suffer. But I came. I'm like, all right. 14 minutes in, I asked to leave. I spent a lot
You
of
said it was good the first like minute. You said so far it's not bad.
But again,
This
that's
is
the
your
first
fault.
minute.
This is your fault.
I mean, the first minute I said, like, why the fuck is Sokka doing that thing with the seal? I said that was good.
You did.
No!
You
This is hot garbage!
you,
This is an awful fucking film, and you made me watch this.
you did say like it's not bad so far.
Oh yeah, it's not incredibly terrible so far.
the
My
first 30
sarcasm lost upon you two. Of
First
course.
30 seconds.
This was Popcorn Noodle. We fucking suck and we reviewed this movie. If you want to see something else, let us know.
Sponsored by coronavirus.